You spend years memorizing vocabulary and drilling grammar rules until they haunt your dreams. Yet the moment you actually need to speak in the real world, you open your mouth and your brain goes completely silent. It is an incredibly frustrating experience, and it is easy to look for a convenient external cause. We blame a lack of free time, living in the wrong country, or the absence of native conversation partners. These excuses point to a core psychological flaw, treating language learning as an event that happens to you. We sit back and wait for the perfect circumstances or a sudden, unearned burst of courage. In reality, confidence is the direct result of taking action, never a prerequisite for it. Reversing this cycle requires a total restructuring of the learner's mindset. We can find the blueprint for this shift in Stephen Covey's landmark framework, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. To reach true fluency, you must step away from the grammar drills and master the internal psychology of the person performing them. The shift begins with habit 1, be proactive. Proactivity is the act of choosing your response to a situation rather than waiting for ideal conditions to manifest. On a slow Sunday morning, a proactive learner bypasses the urge to scroll through social media. Instead, they pick up their phone and record a 60-second voice memo in English, using whatever vocabulary they already have. They act first. Once you take control, you need a destination. This is habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. Every journey requires a clear picture of the result before the work begins. A vague goal like learning English provides no direction. However, a specific objective, like passing a professional exam or navigating a foreign city, dictates the tools you choose and where you focus your energy. Identifying that path allows you to apply habit 3, put first things first. This is the discipline of distinguishing between tasks that are merely urgent, like a ringing phone, and tasks that are important, like active listening. Visualize your daily schedule as a glass jar. If you fill it with sand first, the big stones will never fit. But if you place the large stones in first, the sand naturally fills the gaps around them. In language learning, the large stones are the high-impact habits, 15 minutes of focused speaking or listening to a podcast. The sand is the noisy, unimportant clutter of digital distractions that usually eats our time. Internalizing these first 3 habits transforms you from a passenger in your own life into the active architect of your progress. Language exists for connection. Moving from private study to public interaction requires habit 4, think win-win. This mindset rejects the idea that language is a zero-sum competition. When another learner achieves fluency, it does not subtract from your own potential. By shifting from outperforming others to growing cooperatively, you accelerate the progress of everyone involved. This cooperation depends on habit 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Most people listen only to prepare a reply. Effective communicators listen to comprehend the internal world of the person speaking. When a conversation partner feels deeply understood, their psychological defenses lower. This creates a safe space where the exchange of language becomes natural and fluid. This leads to habit 6, synergize. Synergy is the principle that combining forces produces a result significantly greater than the sum of its individual parts. A study group allows individuals to leverage each other's unique strengths. One person's grasp of grammar fills in another's blind spot in vocabulary. Together, they build a network of knowledge that no individual could construct alone. True fluency is the product of an ecosystem. It requires the active cultivation of cooperation and empathy. Even the most optimized system will eventually fail if the engine driving it is allowed to burn out. This is why we must master habit 7, sharpen the saw. When progress stalls, learners often assume they lack talent. In many cases, the problem is fatigue. Maintaining effectiveness requires scheduled periods of rest, review, and renewal. You must step away from the work to ensure the tool remains sharp. This is the core of Stephen Covey's philosophy. These principles provide a holistic framework for managing your energy, mindset, and growth. Adopting these 7 habits transforms language learning into a lifelong journey of deliberate, daily actions. It places the keys to success entirely in your hands.